Welcome back, family. LanceScurv here. I wanted to talk to you really quick about something that crossed my mind. Maybe this is a ramble, maybe it's not, but there's a lot of information going out there about how South Africa does not want Ghanaians in South Africa because they feel, from what I'm hearing, that they're taking away from jobs and they're burdening the system. That's what I'm getting. Now, I've been in Africa, Al-Kebulan, the motherland, since September 20th, September 16th, 2020, right? I've never left. I've been here. I've mixed with the people. I talk to the people. I read up on what I can, but I'm still a newcomer. I'm still considered, in a way, a foreigner, even though I have Ghanaian citizenship. So I understand the human end of it, that when you come somewhere new, it's a tendency for you to be looked at still as a foreigner. I will always be looked at as a person from America. Even though many have embraced me here, I'm still a guest in a sense. Yet I feel at home. And when I say I feel like a guest, or I'm a guest, I feel at home. This is my home. But the unwritten rule is that you don't just pop up somewhere and start to dictate or speak on things you don't know about all the way. It's like a person who marries into a family. I'm a man and I marry a wife, but I don't know what was going on 20 years ago, 30 years ago in that bloodline. I don't really know who had a rift with another family member and they patched it up, but they still feel funny. I don't know if I'm stepping on toes in this new union of a marriage that I'm in. I'm saying symbolically. So you're still a newcomer. You're still a new ingredient in the soup, so to say, right? So that's the way I am here in Ghana. I'm not going to overstep my bounds until I know what truly is the deal, because we have different political views, we have different religious views, we have different things that go on that I'm just learning, and it's going to take me a while to learn, but this is what I do know. Not just about Ghana, not just about South Africa, which I don't like that rift. And the reason why is because in my studies, and most people know about this already, and I have my phone in my hand, and I'm going to read something off just to state the facts. The Berlin Conference, right? If you don't know about the Berlin Conference, I have a little information here that I'm going to read off for 2 or 3 paragraphs just to set the record straight, and then I'm going to make a little commentary on something that I see that I don't like. The Berlin Conference took place from November 1884 to February 1885 in Berlin, organized by German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck. It brought together major European powers such as Britain, France, Germany, Belgium, and Portugal, at a time when they were competing aggressively for influence in Africa. Well, why were they competing aggressively? Makes you wonder, right? Notably, no African leaders were invited or represented. Okay, before we even, and excuse my big rag to wipe my big head, if you're going to have a decision in your house about what color the wall is painted, or what type of doors you want to hang in your house, or the kind of TV you want to buy, does somebody else make up their mind to decide what happens? How dare these people? What gives them the right? And this is the same arrogance they have to this day, where they feel as though they have a right to the resources in Africa and the technology that they use, and how they keep us poor here in certain areas. And then we have ignorant people across the globe. Oh, Africa is poor. Oh, it's just so poor. It's poor because these bastards came and robbed the resources and hold power over this place. And you have greedy leaders who sell the people out. Okay? But it's poor because of the leeches and parasites who came here to make it poor. Let's get that straight. Because everybody across the globe benefits from Africa. Didn't you know? Anyway, let me continue reading this. The stated purpose was to establish rules for trade and navigation along key rivers like the Congo and Niger. But the deeper aim was to avoid conflict among European nations as they expanded their control across the continent. European nations as they expanded their control across the continent? Really? At the heart of the conference was the formalization of what became known as the Scramble for Africa. European powers agreed on principles like effective occupation, meaning a country could only claim African territory if it had a tangible presence there, such as military forces or administrative structures. This led to a rapid and often chaotic division of Africa into colonies, with borders drawn arbitrarily on maps in European capitals. These borders ignored existing ethnic, cultural, and political realities on the ground. Let's say it again. These borders ignored existing ethnic, cultural, and political realities on the ground, splitting communities apart and forcing diverse groups into single colonial entities. They didn't care. I'm not going to say life was peaceful, but pretty much it was peaceful until these devils came in and okay, you're going to go here, we're going to split a line here, we're going to make a border here. How is that? That's like people coming into your neighborhood and splitting up the houses and splitting families in half and saying, okay, you're going to be here, this wife is going to go with this husband, those kids are going to go across town. Who gave them the right? And you can't say anything about it now? Okay. The consequences were profound and long-lasting. The partitioning enabled European powers to extract vast amounts of natural resources, rubber, minerals, timber, and more, while exploiting African labor and undermining local economies and governance systems. This era led to the groundwork for decades of colonial rule marked by economic exploitation and social disruption. I'm going to say it again. Economic exploitation and social disruption. Even after independence movements in the 20th century, many African nations continued to grapple with the political instability, economic dependency, and border conflicts that can be traced back to decisions made during the Berlin Conference. So they went over there and stirred crap up over there. They went over there and exploited the labor, took the resources. That's why y'all are so rich. You're riding off the backs of African labor and resources for hundreds of years. All right? So there's no dispute. Yet, when it was suggested that Europe have a hand in reparations, they're like, oh, no. And if you try to come at us with this, we're going to revoke your visa. Well, we'll revoke those bastards from coming in. Why don't we stop them from coming in? Because this is the sweet spot of the earth. I'm sick and tired of us who don't know. Like, we start echoing the foolishness. Because what are you, embarrassed to be African? You're embarrassed to be melanated? You're embarrassed to have a root here? Even you're in denial about it? It's like a child who dislikes the parent and wants to change their last name, or doesn't want to be known as having any relation to them because they're embarrassed by them, or they don't like them, or they're not the way that they should be. You know, you have an aristocratic child that grew up and came into some fame and some success, and now they're poor parents. They don't want to know them no more. Right? So now, if the Berlin Conference didn't happen, of course we had different tribal groups and different groups, and I'm quite sure they lived in harmony more than now. So now you have South Africans saying, we don't want Ghanaians here. But what if there were no borders? What if there were no borders between Benin and Togo and Ghana and Tanzania, Kenya, the Gambia, South Africa? What if there were no real borders? It was just a gradual succession of different people that are all African and all melanated. There's no difference in the look. In different regions, you can tell, because you have some in South Africa that have what they would call an Asian look, but Asians have that look because the Asians came from them, right? So I'm just so confused how we're so divided to the delight of those who want to continue having control. And as far as the people, the black people in South Africa, I'm coming to South Africa. I want to visit. I want to look there. Maybe I might purchase some land there and live there too. Who knows? To me, it's wide open. But as far as that's concerned, what if there were no borders? And why don't you go after the Chinese, the white folks who stole land down there? Why don't you go after them and say they need to get out? And don't say this is racist. Because if somebody steals something from me and I see it, say I'm a little kid and I see I'm riding my bike and somebody knocks me off my bike, or even so I leave it outside and they steal it and they claim it as their own and they engrave their name on it so it looks like it's theirs. And I'm walking down the street, but they say, hey, hold on a second. That's my bike. What am I supposed to do? Let them have it? No, give me back my bike. It's as simple as that. Yet we look at these Europeans and all those who benefited from they say the Atlantic slave trade. The Atlantic is an ocean. It's the European slave trade, right? We look at them as though they're great and we want to be like them. And we want to bleach our skin. We have to be whiter. We have to straighten out our nose. We have to have white baby with the white man. You want to have, look, this is not, why do you want to be connected to somebody who raped, robbed, and stole from you and lied about your history? In America, they didn't tell us the full history of who we are. And many of us went along with what those teachers who, at the schools that I went to, elementary school, you had Miss Finkelstein, Miss Rubinow, Miss Chrisman, Miss Lutz, all small hat names. That's the majority. And they didn't tell us, and they knew. And they know what they're doing in the world. This is why it's cracking me up how Iran is kicking their behinds. Because wherever they go, this is the truth. And we're not for us. And just a little while ago, a friend of mine, you know, he sends me stuff. I've known him from the late 60s when he moved into the neighborhood. I was single digit ages. He's like 4 years older than me, right? So he's learning a lot of things that he didn't know before. I'm not saying I know everything, right? But I was down with this kind of thing from decades ago, right? And a lot of my friends, they're learning stuff now. And, oh, Lance, did you know this? Lance, did you know as far as the health is concerned this? Listen, I've been studying this stuff as far as the health, body, how to eat and fasting and all of this stuff, Black history, and you may know a little bit, but I was with that for a long time. So you telling me something I already know, pretty much? So my brother there was telling me, he says, well, did you know, I told you about the history of why Chinese restaurants are in Black neighborhoods and so and so, and it's a shame and so and so. You know what? I'm going to say it this way and be controversial about it, but listen to me and listen to me well. It's not a shame no more. As far as other people coming into the Black neighborhoods in America, right? I can say Africa, I'm going to give them a chance. A lot of them are just waking up. But we've been in the belly of the beast and under the foot of the beast in our neck for such a long time. And we should know better. And it's not a shame. They have an opening, they're going to take it. Why? Because of our lack of unity. Our lack of unity. So we sit back and point at people, oh, look at them coming in our neighborhoods. Look, I know for a fact, I was born and raised in New York City and lived there almost 40 years. I lived another 19 years in Orlando, Florida, Central Florida. And there are a lot of politicians, local politicians that I did video for and different things. And I got to know the ins and outs there and how grimy it is, right? And I would go to a lot of the district meetings with them and videotape for different YouTube videos, or if they were running a campaign, that's what I did. Maybe you don't know it because maybe this new platform is all you know, but I'm an OG in this thing and I've been around for years. And I can name names and I know a lot of secrets, right? But when they would have these district meetings to plan on what was going on in the neighborhoods of these Black people, like Paramore, right? What's the other neighborhood? But I used to go to a lot of these meetings early in the morning, me, and I wasn't even living in that particular neighborhood, but I'm there videotaping and showing concern because it was my people there. How many of us did I see there? One or two melanated politicians that I know personally that would show up there. The rest was somebody else. And those halls were jammed, and they were raising their hands to offer suggestions, discuss things that were going to go on in a black neighborhood, and the black people who lived there couldn't even get up and go to the meeting. But yet and still, when I used to drive the bus in Orlando, Florida, at the Lynx Bus Company, my routes went through most of the black neighborhoods because that's the routes that I went through. I got along with my people. People say, oh, that's the hood. Why you want to drive through there? Then you're going to have problems. Never had a problem. Never had a problem because I know how to talk to my people. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not going to believe your brainwashing, right? But many of them did not get up to go and show concern. They didn't know what was going on in their neighborhood, even if they were going to extend the sidewalk to a certain width, even more so. Or they built that stadium right in the middle of the Paramore area. And yeah, paranoia, because a lot of stuff was going on there. Right in the middle. And a lot of people didn't know until it was finalized. It wasn't up yet, but a lot of black people there, they heard it as, oh, I heard there might be a stadium coming here. But from years before, they were planning it. Where were you? A lot of the people rented, but a lot of people own property. You own property, and then you want to get mad when gentrification hits. And you want to, it's a shame, man. This is my neighborhood. Then why don't you treat it like that? This is my country. I fought for this country. But then those who are in the military that fought for the country, is that it? Do you know why you were fighting for the country? Or are you going to get benefits except for a check? They use your bodies on the front line while their sons and daughters stay protected. But you feel patriotic. I'm not knocking you. You got your little benefits. I know that. But what's the deeper picture? Where are your children right now? And some are doing good. But America is not for us either. With the tricks of the trade that they use, no matter where we go in the world, it's the same thing. And the only way they can get us is because of a lack of unity. A lack of unity. And like I used the analogy the other night about the bowling ball. The bowling ball, you got to hold it with two hands, right? The only way you can really grip that bowling ball and put it down and swing it down and hit the bowling pins is because it has the 3 holes in it that you can stick your fingers in and get a grip. If it didn't have those 3 holes, you would not be able to grip that bowling ball the way you do when you stick your fingers in there and toss it. You'd have to hold both hands. And why am I saying this about a bowling ball? Our lack of unity allows the others to stick their hands in our community and have their way with it. Because when you see these Chinese restaurants and Indian newsstands and ice cream shops and stuff like that, I'm not mad at them. Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you going to the neighborhood meetings? Why aren't you supporting your own businesses? Why? It's here. But we run to everybody else and complain why we don't have stuff in our own communities, if we have community anymore. Because the lack of community, it starts here. I've never seen it more so than in this year, 2026. I'm still in contact with people back in America and all the neighborhoods I ever lived in and beyond. And people that even move out here. They move out here and they hate on each other. Mad because somebody's house is bigger. Mad because you're getting along or you're popular here or there. Mad, I want to destroy you, I want to sink you, I want to, your platform is going to die. All this narcissistic, sick, twisted self-hate. But then we present ourselves as being upright and conscious and whatever. But your works, your energy doesn't reflect that. We in the window check. Oh, what they doing in their house now? Or who they with now? I wonder where they going now. Oh, I saw them on YouTube. Craziness, like little school kids. Little school kids. Even many little school kids in different races don't even act that way toward each other. They're so happy to help. They get along and they're jolly. The kids get it from the grown folks. We pass this toxicity on down while at the same time having enemies that are taking our land from under our feet, exploiting us, going around with our women and treating them like prostitutes, and treating the men a certain way, pushing other agendas that they don't want real men to be real men and to stand up and be stewards over the community and over the countries. They're doing a number on us, and they're using us for their power because we really are the most powerful, but we don't know it. And the power we do have, we're using it against ourselves. So with a lot of people who are fake, who look like me, I don't want to be bothered with you. I'm not going to give you a pass because you look like me. I'm not going to give you a pass because we have the same origins, because we have to have the same mind and we have to have the same spirit. And just like the tripod that this camera is sitting on and my microphones are sitting on, it's got 3 legs, right? 3 legs. If you remove one of them, it's going to fall. Mind, the mental, the spiritual, and the physical. We have to be all in. We have to be ride or die with each other. If we can't, it can't be 98%. It can't even be 100%. It's got to be 1,000% now. Seriously. But we sit here, we entertain ourselves, we're in denial, and we're working so hard to submit to somebody who you think is superior over you. But the only reason why you think they're superior is really because they robbed everything of you and reflecting it back on you and acting like you, and you're bowing down to it. But you see your brother, your sister with real power, and they have their mind straight, you don't want to honor them, who they think they are, and we don't want to be around them because it might scare the slave master. It might scare the conqueror. See? So we all screwed up. And while you have your screwed up mentality, I'll pray for you. Look, I'll pray you while the other one's prey. You'll pray for them. They want you to stay the same way. They'll smile with you and send their missionaries around and try to insert a religion in your mind and have you captive and subservient. But at the same time, that's the precursor to conquering you. We have been conquered, and it's here. And we're walking around, a lot of us running our mouths on YouTube and social media and Facebook, just talking stuff because we want to be heard, but we're not down to do it. We're not down to do it. So that's why I separate myself from many who look like me, because all of y'all are full of crap. You just want to put on the dashiki and wrap the hair and talk righteous and all this stuff. It's just a game. But y'all, half of y'all got a wicked heart toward each other or want more attention. So that's why I'm a happy hermit in Ghana for the most part. If you down, if you real, you know how to find me. I'm always available. I'll always have my arms open for the real ones. But the ones who are fake, I can't F with you. And yes, I said F, and you know what F means. I can't F with you. I can't get down. I need to keep that energy around me. I'm feeling good. I'm getting older. I'm 63 years old. I'm not spending these years or these decades of the Creator gives them to me with watered down, lower vibrational people who are superficial and will stab you in the back. No, look, I've been betrayed a couple of years ago. I am not going to deal with that no more. If I sniff it on a person who claims to be real, I'm out with no explanation, 0 access. If you're down, it doesn't take too many people to change the world. It doesn't take too many people to do what they're supposed to do on this earth. And I know what my mission is. If you don't know what it is and you want to fake and fraud with something that could be powerful and life-changing for other people and the generations coming up behind us, if you're going to be a fraud with that, don't waste my time. But don't say it's a shame when other people come into your territories and your neighborhoods and your communities and they take over. Oh, it's bad. No, it's not. It's good. They're progressive. It's like nature. It's like something dies and a leech and flies get on it and suck the flesh and use it for their own benefit. We should be doing the same thing too, especially since we have an advantageous position in the motherland to do better, and we can have world control over all people. And I don't mean in a wicked way to exploit them and damage them and want to destroy them, but we should be a world power. It should be one Africa. It shouldn't be all these countries split up, the Berlin Conference, and we need to undo that foolishness. Yes, there are tribes and different sectors of people, different languages, but we need to bring all of that and heal up and become one. That's what the enemy doesn't want. So they love this bickering between South Africa not wanting Ghanaians. That's an imaginary border, right? And they want us fighting against each other. So while we're fighting and rolling around in the dirt, they can be picking resources and setting up shop and putting colonies, because some of them people, them small hats, they're trying to get in here in Central Africa. They're trying to move on in here and set up. I hear they're doing it in the Philippines. And when they get in, they're going to start pushing you out. If you don't know, now you know. I'm telling you. I know this for a fact. It's crazy. Anyway, I want to thank you for listening. I got a little passionate, but that's the way I am. I'm passionate, but I have my energy now, self-contained. I don't waste my energy. You can reach out to me. You can hit me on the phone, on WhatsApp, or whatever, on the text message or call. And my brother from the UK who contacted me, much love to you. You used to live in Queens from what, 1980 to 93? I didn't forget. I'm just giving you this shout out right now. But there are some real people out here, and those are the only ones that I want to get down with. Thank you very much. LanceScurvX out. Make sure to go to LanceScurvX and go and see all the stuff that we don't put up on social media, because they'll come after us. I'm going to put up an article tonight, or rather two, but this video is going up and you'll see this, and there'll be more coming tomorrow. This is what I do. This is what I love. This is what I am. It's not for hits. It's not for fame. If the video gets 50 hits, it's okay. It's cool. That's 50 people. It's a lot of people, especially if we bounce off of each other. It doesn't take much. Don't be fooled by the social media clout, because a lot of us are spinning around on our wheels. And if we don't reach the people correctly and put out the correct energy, it's going nowhere. We're all going to leave this earth one day, and all that stuff will be forgotten. Lance Scurv, who is that? I heard about him. I think, I don't know him, but that's what's going to happen. We'll be dead and gone. Leave the right energy so other people can take it, like a race with a baton where you pass the baton. Your name doesn't have to be on the baton, as long as you did your part of the race and help the next section of the race get ahead. All right? Much love to you all. Salute to my brothers. Much love to my sisters. Keep checking the channel, subscribe, share it, and we're going to make things happen, even if it's just a few. Peace.